Hey. Alright. So, this is my next challenge. I'm not going to probably go as hard on these as I went on some of the others. So like this one, I feel like I wrote a fairly optimized solution. Pretty happy with it. I'm not gonna probably go quite as hard on them. But, you know, who knows? If I see that my solution could be improved, I'll probably agonize over it just as much as I usually do. So this one says, each host contains an item listing. That's what these are, they're the item listings. List all the items in that location. I've got to find a hideout by finding the talisman. Then find the map in the hideout and use it to locate the target host. Next, travel to the target host. Disconnect the vampire players by terminating their X's. Set the door to be unlocked. And copy the safe combination to the clock so that Mutex can read it and empty the safe. Okay. So I think the best way to do this is going to be having everyone globally communicate. That's going to be a little difficult. This is cute. They give you a little picture in the corner to show you whether or not you've succeeded at what you're supposed to be doing. Tells you what room it is, the clock, the X's that are connected to it. Nice. Okay. So this X right here in room 300 kind of knows everything that they need. So everyone's looking for talisman first. So I can do this sequentially, like I can send out one EXA to kind of go room by room to figure this stuff out, and that's going to simplify my communication, I think, but I don't think it's going to be faster, because just enumerating the rooms, like going from room 800 to 801, 802, 803, 804, 805, that takes a lot of code, whereas just communicating over the M register is a lot faster in that regard. And since there's so much code shared, ultimately I don't think I'm going to have much of a choice, right? So XA is going to need to grab the file, copy F to X, copy 800 to T, and link 800. So he's now standing in the hallway. He's got 800 in T, and he's got Talisman in X. Do I want this guy to be in local communication mode? I think that's going to be a problem if I try to do local communication mode, so I'm probably not going to do that. I'm going to have sort of a REPL loop, so I'm going to say mark room REPL. It's going to be REPL enter, and then add I T1T, how do I know to end, right? If I'm using the T register to mark my numbers. Hey, Derek. Let me say hi to everyone. Hey, Derek. Hey, Mazian. Hey, Egriz. Hey, Nix. Hey, Lauracia. Hope you're all doing well. And then, if I just do jump room REPL from here, and then mark enter is link T. And there's going to be more stuff that happens there, but let me just see where I'm at now. What I could do instead is I could copy, so it'll take one more cycle elsewhere, but this loop will go faster. This might be the trick here, is to start at 6. This will be sub I T1T, so it'll count downward. And then T-jump room REPL. That'll be a faster loop. And here all I gotta do is add I 799 to T. So you need to be ready to send the map information as soon as we find that. So the way this works is first I have to find the talisman. Once I've found the talisman, I know I'm in the right room, and from there I need to take the map from that. Friend, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate that. Okay, so you are now going to be locked in a loop waiting to send the word map. Just send the word map. Well, not a loop, it's actually just copy F to M. Now, once in the room, this actually needs to split into 2, right? So this is going to be a REPL that just waits to find out if this is the right room. But also there's another that's going to immediately pick up file 200, grab 200. And now I'm going to start a loop. So mark read item list. Let's seek 1. Read item list. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test whether or not F is equal to X. X is going to be holding the word talisman at this point there. T-jump. So if that's true, then I need to find room name. Otherwise, I'm going to seek 2, and I'm going to jump read item list. And if it never finds a talisman, this one will die. I think that'll work. Mark, find room name. I'm going to seek negative 9, and then seek 1. Copy M to X, so this is me getting the word map now. I need to find the word map. And I'm going to mark read for map. This one will actually be read for talisman. So mark read for map, test f is equal to x. T-jump found map, I guess. I want to kind of figure out how I can tighten up this loop a little bit. This loop feels like it's becoming really wordy for no reason. So found map. Just trying to think if there's a better way to do this with more X's. So the problem I'm running into right now that I'm thinking about is I'm going to need to communicate over the M register. I'm going to need to communicate over the M register the room name when I find it. And I'm gonna have 6 X's that are going to be listening for it. But like, there's a lot of information that's being communicated across, right? The X that's holding file 300 has to transfer these words. I can't hard code any words. That's why they give you a file that has the words you're gonna need so that you can look them up easily. And that's not gonna be it. I'm gonna have to look up more than just that. I'm gonna have to like go into another loop to find the door so I can find the word unlocked, right? Because this door has unlocked and I need to make this door be unlocked. And that's the only place I'm gonna get it. Not being able to hard code keywords is actually makes a lot of these problems really tricky, but kind of interesting in a way. Like, you can't just like write in your code, hey, I'm looking for the word unlocked. You've got to get that word from somewhere and it has to sit in a register. It takes up space. Which really adds a unique wrinkle to a lot of these problems. Not a good wrinkle all the time, but a wrinkle. Yeah, apparently when you finish all the main problems, it gives you these tasks. There's these tasks over here, which are just additional puzzles, I guess. And even then, if I wanted to keep going, there's a workshop that has problems. I've done at least one workshop problem already. Where's the workshop problems? So this was a workshop problem right here, where you had to come up with your own algorithm to brute force a safe combination. which was a really interesting problem. My algorithm's not great. My algorithm's not that great, I'll admit. Then here's a brainfuck interpreter you have to make. I'm sorry about that, Hempul. You deserve better. Alright. I hate all of this looping I'm doing here. I just think it's really poorly written and I'd like to refine it. I just need to, I need to come back at it with a fresh set of eyes after I've gotten an initial solution working, I think. I don't like that there's a jump in the middle to jump out of the loop and a jump at the end to jump back to the beginning. What I'd ultimately like, if I could do it, I don't know that I can, but what I'd ultimately like is to be able to conditionally jump at the end so I just fall out of the loop if I find what I'm looking for. I think that would tighten this up to being fewer instructions, but I'm not sure I see how I would do that. The fact that I need to seek in the way that I do messes me up a little bit, I think. This is a lot of just sort of manual finagling of data, right? It's a lot of look for the talisman, then look for the map, then look for the door, then look for the safe, and then take the value from the safe and add it to where the clock is. Like, it's a lot of just like really nitpicky adjusting data. What are you gonna... So this guy's gonna be a problem. What does he do after he sends map? If I try to send door right away, I'm gonna have a problem on my hands. I need something to indicate this guy that it's ready to send the next thing. But he can't read off of the queue. And he can't just send the next thing right away, otherwise that's gonna mess me up. Hey, Impending Disaster, how are you doing today? Fantastic news. That is fantastic news. So here's me sending out the correct map name 6 times. It's always 2 different rooms. It feels like it's always 2 different rooms. Is that useful to me? Yeah, as soon as I find the talisman, I can kill the guy who's in my room. Because it's not going to be in that room. Just going to cut down on some things a little bit. You already sent out map. Who got the word map? Get them to sync up properly. I basically want you to not send the word map until I basically want you to Test MRD and T jump to weight room name. This is a weird setup here. It's not quite enough. Most of what's happening here is what I want, so I can't figure out sort of where to fit in what I'm having an issue with. I essentially need this guy to be able to send the word map without it causing a problem. But I have a whole bunch of dudes that are waiting for the room name. I can make this a test DOF, but I don't think that's the right way to go about this. I really don't. It would not be hard for me to do a test DOF here. Slow down this loop a little bit. Is that the way I want to do this, actually? Basically, rather than putting two X's in every room, one of them is waiting for the map name and one of them is reading the file. What if they all try to read the file, just one Exa, and when they realize Talisman's not in their file, they convert into one that is doing the other job, basically. That might be a better way to do this anyway. Test DOF. T jump. Then here jump, wait, room name. Rather than REPL. Host is X, test M equals X, and then you should just die if that's not correct. T jump to correct host. So now we're what? Finding find the door, otherwise halt. Nope, that's not working yet. If they get through their files fast enough, I'm in trouble. I mean, that's kind of the issue I'm running into here. Why am I down here? You never found talisman. Oh, this is supposed to be an F jump. So there, he finally needs to get the word map. This is tough. This is tough. It's just a lot of finicky moving around of data. Oh, in a great way. I have a lot of information that needs to be sent around, and I'm just having a really hard time figuring out how to send it around. There's a huge synchronization issue here. I really just don't want to, like, no-op one of these guys into waiting that long. Alright, here. Now they're on a wait loop. Okay. But you're not going to be ready to receive that information at that point. That's still going to be a big problem for him. Trying to think if there's like a really interesting way to I wonder if there's like a really interesting way to create a function, a subroutine essentially, that creates an exa and sends it to the center room, and the exa in the center will like produce a wake-up call. I don't know. I don't know. So instead of this, if I let the guy in the middle try to send map, what I can do here, maybe this works, is I can say test MRD and have that be my synchronization loop. That did work. That worked as a synchronization loop. Okay. That worked as a synchronization technique, it seems like. I played this like a week ago. What are you talking about? I played this on November 14th last, so last Sunday, I think. That's fair. Okay, so I'm sort of at the next phase now. I've gotten unstuck from that. I've got a little bit of synchronization under my belt at this point. The next thing is that the center EXA needs to be able to send both. It needs to be able to send both sides the door command. Be able to read that there just yet. So this guy's trying to send map, and everyone else is basically saying if there's anything that can be sent, that's how I'm stalling. Problem is now he wants to send door, and he gets to. He sends door immediately. Incorrectly. So I need him to wait until the right people ask for it. And I don't know what that looks like. What synchronization techniques can I use here? Oh, this one's tricky. I'm trying to figure out how to synchronize this guy to move on. How does he know when it's time to send the door command? All the X's are in the cloud. The cloud is just somebody else's computer. And an X is a little computer that moves around. is the strategy here? This one didn't seem so hard until I realized just how much communication is happening over the wire. Jesus. Thanks, Uriah. Is my best bet just sending the word door to every room? Like, is that what it is? I mean, I can do that. That's not too hard. I can send the word door to every room by making a copy that has just the word door in memory and sending it to another room and having it try to locally transmit that word. That is such a fucking mess, but let's do it. Problem is, how does it handle a situation where it tries to go to a room and there's no other exit there? This is proving to be really, really challenging. In an interesting way, but really challenging. You can make an observation if you'd like, Egrets. I've got an observation in the meantime. Why are vampires hanging out at the gas station? Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no question about it. They have no other option but to give them to me in the right order. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to distinguish between them. Keywords are kind of tricky in EXAPUNKS because, like, you can't hard-code keywords. You can't hard-code keywords into your code, so you have to read them from somewhere. Would it be easier to carry the file around? Well, yes and no. So would it be easier to write that code? Perhaps. The real problem comes from the fact that in order to go in and out of the rooms, every single time I have to enumerate all the room numbers, 800 through 805. And, like, that's not bad, but doing that over and over is going to be slow. So I'm just trying to solve the problem with the M register to see if I can get it faster that way. I mean, it takes me almost 20 cycles to go through every single room, just to enumerate all the rooms to enter. So if I were to go into each room and do something, I would be paying like 25, 26 cycles, I think, to just go in and out of each room every single time I need to do a task. It's not necessarily the case that that's not going to be a better solution, it's just not... I'm trying not to fall back to that just yet. I'm really struggling to figure out how to solve my synchronization issues. Yeah, the synchronization issues on this one are rough. Well, step one's done. I've murdered them all, like animals. Hey, Wobbly. Hope you're doing well. That's my impression of Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. This one sucks. This sucks a lot. I'm missing something that's gonna allow me to get over the synchronization hurdle I'm in, and I just don't see it right now. Really frustrating that I don't see it right now. I don't see what gets me over this problem. I need the guy in the middle to recognize that he needs to wait. He is not ready to send the door information yet. There's a few ways I could do it, but none of them feel right. I could just have him go into a different mode for a second, void M, and then mode back. And then this guy could send one over, right? He could rebel, send go. God damn it, this sucks so much. I hate this. And send go is just like a special mark that all it does is it changes mode, it links -1, it copies 0 into M, and it dies. That's it. This is another synchronization issue I'm running into. I used test MRD to get them to hold up, but this guy actually got to the point of communicating so quickly. He got there so fast because Talisman was first and Map was second. He got to the point of communicating so quickly that these guys don't even realize that the communication they are receiving is the one that they should be receiving. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my previous version of this that I did not like, because it works. Perhaps. Jump to weight root then. Here. Copy 10 into T, is that slow enough? Ooh, you gotta get out of there faster, buddy. You are in danger. Oh no. I can either do it after the kills or I can do a no-op real quick. I think I'll just do a no-op and see if that gets me out of that problem. I didn't end up needing the no-op, just swapping those two lines worked for me, I think. That still might be a little too fast. That might still be too fast. That's not good. What if I do it after all the kills? Is that gonna maybe slow things down the appropriate amount? Alright, I'm gonna go forward assuming this is gonna work, and then we'll go from there. Have to wait, my dude. So this is looking for door, and this is looking for door. I can do the same thing again, right? I can do mode, void M mode. That's my little synchronization tool. Copy F to M. which is what? That's safe. Then copy F to M, which is send clock. At that point, I'm not going to need synchronization anymore. This is an interesting idea. Okay, hold on. What if I send the other door last? What if I just send all the doors last? What if I just send doors last? Get myself in a position where 1X is doing a lot of serious work for setting the safe to the clock. That might be its own synchronization. I mean, theoretically, it could happen quite quickly, but that might be its own synchronization. Is that gonna work? I'm gonna run into a problem where I don't have enough registers for some of this data. Just trying to think. This one's tricky. This one's really tricky. Missing something right now. Let's just see if I can make something that works from here, and if not, then I'll move on to a different idea. Test whether or not f is equal to x. T jump. Send state. Or door state send. I don't know. I'm just trying to make this as readable as possible. Yeah, it's got that isometric, this kind of Mega Man Battle Network. Seek to jump, find, door, send. Mark door state, send. Copy F to M. And you can finally die. This guy can finally die. Game I would recommend to someone who's taking like 3 programming classes, like Big Brain CS Major kind of game. I think that it's approachable for anyone. I think that your ability to optimize your solution is really going to depend on how much experience you have. But I think you could come up with solutions to any of these with practice. I think this is... I think this is accessible, but it's going to be a challenge. Like, problems in this don't daunt me, they're not daunting to me because I have experience. If you lack that experience, a lot of these problems may feel daunting. I'm not sure, so I mean, this will teach you sort of organized problem-solving thinking. A lot of the Zachtronics games are good for that. But I'm not sure this is where I would say you should start coding. But I mean, I think people should start coding wherever gets them interested, right? Like, you got to start somewhere that makes you excited to do it. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to Hempuli. I'm indifferent to the not being able to use notes on a test. I think most assessment doesn't allow you to use notes on a test, which, if computer science professors want to go that route, that's fine. I also think that that's not really indicative of real-life programming, so I also disagree with it in that regard. It's the no laptop for a programming class that's fucked up. That's really just stupid. So now I'm gonna look for the clock information. This is gonna be slow as shit, isn't it? No, this is gonna find not the clock, this is gonna find the safe. I think there is a little bit of a trap in having things be open book and open notes. I think that a good student should be able to succeed in both cases. I feel like bad students will often be hurt by allowing things for being open book and open notes because they convince themselves there's a certain security to having the book or the notes available during a test, but and so you don't study, right? And like, I'm not your mom, I'm not in control of whether or not you study. If you decide not to study and you do poorly, then I guess I shouldn't penalize other people for that, but like that is the calculus that some professors are doing at the time. Yep, that's what I tell students. Even when I allow open notes on tests, which very often I do, I tell them it's in their best interest to make a cheat sheet anyway, because it just tricks them into studying. I say that to them. I say to them that making a cheat sheet is tricking you into studying. That's what professors are doing. But I explain to them why it's a very useful technique. I think you'll find, Wobbly, that programming in general is such a broad, challenging task I mean, you certainly should have memorized some things, but I mean, even skilled programmers look things up all the time. You only stop looking things up when you use a specific tool so many times that you know it by heart, and programming is so broad that you very rarely use anything enough to have memorized it fully. I know lots of methods and their inputs and outputs by heart because I've used them a lot, but I mean, I still look things up constantly. Yes, Hempuli. Next question. Copy F into T? I don't know. I don't want to copy it into T. I actually think I want to copy it into M. I think I want you to hold it, don't I? Copy M into X, then send the clock, and then copy X into M to send safe combo. That'll work better. Okay, that'll work better. Send the save combo back. Then copy M into X. Did I still get this at the wrong time? Wait. Did I still get this at the wrong time? Why are you not receiving much time there? Wait after kills. He still want to send another cathedral? Already got his cathedral. Who didn't get a cathedral? Okay, so what happens on 10? How'd this guy not get one? Five is waiting to find out the name, and this guy, who has all the names, has already sent them all out. Who did he send them to? Send out 1, 2, 3. 4. Maybe a little bit longer wait then. That wait loop may need to increase a bit. Okay, so it's cathedral this time. Alright, wait loop needs to be even longer. It's not terrible. This guy's going into a wait loop because if I do the safe and clock stuff first, I think I'm gonna get off. This part right here, I feel like if I do it before the door stuff, I'm not going to have to do this wait loop here. The tricky bit is that if I could just do this by local communication, I'd be in a lot better shape, right? Because I could just leave the room, ask what I need from that guy in a local communication, and then head back, but I can't figure out what line I came across. That's what gets me into trouble. I have no indicator about what line I came in on. If I knew what line I came in on, I think I'd be mostly okay. But that would involve each EXA remembering that information. I do not have the states for that. I just don't have the... I don't have the data for that. The question is, am I content with this, or do I want to move on to another problem? I mean, it works. It's just not ideal. Let me put a pin in this one and come back. I'm sure I can improve it, I can't see how to improve it at the moment. Get back pay owed to you and Gas for programming games at Cybermyth Studios. Each host contains 2 files, a list of accounts and a list of transactions. Though the entries in those files vary, the first value of each entry is a unique identifier that connects an account to one or more transactions. Determine the back pay owed to Gast and Moss by subtracting the amount they were paid from the amount they were owed. And add their shell company, 300, to the list of accounts payable, file 220. And issue a single payment to it for the amount owed, file 221. The structure's the same every single time, so that's good news, I guess. Good, we're doing dollars and cents. It's definitely not going to be a huge fucking pain in the ass. Determine the amount of back pay owed to Gast and Moss by subtracting the amount they were paid. About 221. 304. for that exa. I'm gonna have to, like, use this other exa as temporary storage, I think. I think that's the only way I'm gonna really get this working. X is my dollars and cents. Add I M to X. Add I T. I can do a swizzle, and that'll help, I think. Okay, so first thing I need to do is I need to find out how much they are owed. $231. That's link 800, link 802, grab 231. So I think I need 230 first to look up their ID numbers. Well, you definitely should never store money in floats. That's like rule number one about programming. Never store money as floats. But it would be much easier if they were storing it in just cents. So if they stored like this number right here is 368,379 pennies, that would work. Because then you could still store it as an integer. And I'd do that. I'd do it myself. Just multiply things out and add them together in order to get that to work, but the system that we're working is limited to smaller numbers. So I have to keep them as separate values. First thing I need to do is I need to figure out the account associated with Moss's name, so... This is something I'm going to do twice, right? If there were room enough in here for 2 X's, I'd say that the answer is to do this in parallel, but I'm not sure that's the solution. Maybe I can drag the file out of here. Is that going to get me into trouble? Link -1. Yeah, I'm allowed to do that. Of course these aren't in order. Oh, wild. Some of them have been paid multiple times. That's a huge pain in the ass. Oh no, these might be really large numbers. Oh shit. Is it guaranteed that the sum of these values isn't gonna overflow? Like... Wow, this I'm seeing how this is supposed to work. I see it right now. I totally see it in my head, and it's a nightmare. I mean, the sort of round off you're going to experience from floating point typically doesn't become a problem unless you have an embarrassing amount of money, right? I mean, the sort of precision that you get out of floating point values doesn't start to actually affect real cents. It's more like really obscure fractions unless you're dealing with very large values, in which case the round off there starts to become something that matters. But, I mean, it is better and more efficient to store numbers like that in an integer format anyway, so. Doubles only gets you so far. Doubles does not solve the problem. Doubles is still only giving you 64 bits. Under IEEE 754, you're still dealing with, like, what? 50-something digits of mantissa. Okay, so I have this vision of what a really sharp, fast algorithm looks like. It would not be hard for me to send any bit of information either as positive or negative. And the benefit of doing it this way, the benefit of doing it this way is that I can make the original EXA completely agnostic to what type of data it's receiving. As long as it has sent out the information about Gast and Moss accordingly, it never again has to think about what type of data it's receiving. It really only just has to see a value come in and add it. And if that number is negative, then it will subtract it, but it'll view it as an add. And I'm trying to figure out if the play here, and I think it might be, is to send all of the data. Right? Like, send all of it. Problem is there's only one file. That makes it way worse. The data type called decimal, which can store numbers with decimal with no imprecision. It's probably doing something similar to big int. I mean, big int is basically just stored internally as like a a linked list of digit chunks, digit segments. So, I mean, one way I could think to implement decimal would be, since the floating point standard, or since the concept of floating point is really just an exponent and a mantissa, just store both the exponent and the mantissa as big integer. There's other not as good ways you could do it. You could do it as, basically, you could do a conversion into a rational format. Oh, actually, that's probably what it's doing, right? That's probably what it's doing. It's not doing any sort of weird conversion. It's probably just storing a big int of the numerator, and then the denominator is just 10 to some power, which is just the floating point standard. Never mind. I've reinvented the floating point standard. One of the primary sources of imprecision, though, is converting from base 10 to base 2. Like, there's just certain conversions you can't do easily. Like, converting 0.1 repeating into base 2 does not convert cleanly into base 10, and vice versa. And so, I wouldn't be surprised if under the hood decimal is actually maintaining basically the floating point standard, but it's doing it in base 10 instead of base 2. The numerator is some integer, and the denominator is 10 to some power, and it just will do the division on the fly if you need to convert it to an actual floating point representation. Oh, so decimal is not infinite precision? If it says it's only 128 bits, then it's basically like a... I mean, that it's like... Someone took the idea of the floating point standard for double precision and made it quad precision. I love that. I love that .NET was like, what if more? Some compilers can do float 128. I imagine they probably don't support it unless you're on a chipset that that's ALU supports floating point logic like that. That makes sense. Yeah, I believe that. That actually makes total sense to me. I don't like this problem that I'm working on right now. I don't like it at all. Ooh, I don't like this one either. Oh, so there's like no communication allowed here. Holy fuck. I'm not allowed to use the M register, and I'm not allowed to have multiple X's on the host at the same time. Can I test that theory? Link 800. Mark wait loop. Jump wait loop. Rebel wait loop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I set off the grid. They're very angry. So I'm looking for the Project Ogre report. How do I figure out the lock? I think I have an idea of what I need to do. Copy 1 into X, mark lock loop. Copy X into lock. Can I just like add 1 to the lock? Can I just do that? Is that gonna be easier? First thing I need to do is I need to grab 300 and copy F into X. Lock loop. Add I lock 1 lock. Jump lock loop. Frequency, is it? Does the information it contains? Oh, wow. It is forcing my hand to use this in this way. This is why. Okay, so copy. I'm gonna need 2 registers. I'll figure out the rest later. Link 800. Copy 111 into X, copy X into lock, and then add I lock into T. I think this will work. Then add I X 111 X, jump looper. And if I do this from the other direction, this will even be faster. Hell yeah, gamers! 999. Sub I. X11X. And T jump loop. There we go. And then I'll have the password, right? I can just copy T into lock. Oh. Yeah. So I need to do this the other way around. T X X T X. There we go. Hey, it's them making a photo of the moonlight. Jump 800 and do it again. Or link 800. I'm genius. I'm so genius. Oh, I didn't reset it. Behind one or more locks, so I have to check them all. They all have the same setup. Okay, bring the copy back or bring it back? How am I supposed to make a copy? Can't be removed. How do I make a copy of it? I'll tell you about the Prime Mover game? No? I'll have to check it out. Oh, interesting. This looks pretty cool. I really like visual programming games like this. I'm interested in this. This is kind of cool. Thank you for letting me know. Don't really understand how I'm supposed to make a copy of a file under these circumstances. You may not have more than one EXA in the network at a time, and you may not use the M register to communicate between an EXA in the network and an EXA in your host. Like, what am I supposed to do? Each of the rooms are too small. I can't have two files, one for the copy and one for the original. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, doing it efficiently. I'm not sure that I can do it, period. Well, I mean, excruciatingly painfully, right? You'd have to keep track of... Like, you'd have to walk in and out of the room just to make it happen, right? I can't, I'm like stuck on the drop operation here because there's not enough room in these rooms. It's a real shame because I've figured out how to solve the door codes really efficiently, like really sharp solution. I'm really proud of this one. This is a good solution. But I'd have to walk in and out. There's the only thing I can think. This is a nightmare problem. This is a problem. This is the first one I think I've encountered where I am outright saying I don't know that I can solve this. Secure. Secret. Secure is the first one, secret's the second one. Top secret, and then null. I guess these probably are all null. So secure, secret, and top secret are probably like clearance levels. One of the real problems I'm running into here is that I just, if I want this to be even a little bit efficient, I'm going to need more X's. But even outside of just efficiency, I'm not sure that I don't know. I don't know if I'm seeing this one. Go back and forth, writing to a file. I mean, I've got a few solutions in mind at this point that I've come up with in the past few minutes that are probably workable. Not good, but workable. My current thought is to drag a file around with me that has the name of the project I'm looking for, and I'm gonna have to leave it outside the door, and when I find the one that matches it, we're gonna run back and forth. I legitimately believe there is not another solution here in that regard. Every time I enter a room, I'm gonna have to go check all that stuff. So this right here that I'm doing, nice try, but I don't think it's gonna work, right? It's in the entire network. It's in all of these. There can only be one EXA moving around, and I can't use the M register to communicate back to the host. This is the most severe restriction that I've seen so far. It is requiring me to do everything with only one EXA. There's no value in leaving an EXA back at the host. It doesn't do anything for me. What good would that do to have an X at home? Could you do it? Yes. Why? He can't communicate anything. Having an extra Exa back there just big chillin' is nothing. That's nothing. Sure. Well, no, it's a fixed pattern, so it's okay. No, it doesn't die. You just you lose the leave no trace requirement. As soon as I go in, I do a REPL. I immediately lose the leave no trace requirement. Kind of wild. I have 150. If I don't care about size, I can definitely see how I could do some of this. Not being able to split though makes most solutions just less satisfying in general, I think. Yeah, I believe it does. This first test run seems to only show it at the end, but I think I'm going to be able to... I think it's going to appear anywhere. Why did that die? So here Project Ogre was in still one of the top secrets. This one was the Project Ogre one this time. Yeah, it would certainly simplify things, wouldn't it? I need to write a subroutine, but you can't really write subroutines. There's no such thing. It's not just yoink it, I have to make a copy of it. These are locked files, they can't leave their host. And now think about how do you make a copy of a file with only one exa and a space this large. There's only 2 tiles in this room. It's fucked up. Drop a file there. Copy 2 into T. I don't have enough fucking... Oh no, this is gonna run into a new problem, isn't it? It'll always be numbered 400, right? Because I made it right then. So I can set it down and pick it up, I hope. This is weird. I don't feel like I'm solving this correctly, but I'm just kind of trying to come up with something. So I drop the file. Trying to think for a second. What's at the 300 address? 300 is the name of the file that's in my host. That is the redacted form of the document that I'm trying to find the unredacted copy of. Hey. I can? I didn't know when you were done with your stuff.
Oh, my stuff never ended up happening, so I just been practicing.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I'll wrap up then. Typically it means both you cannot modify the file and, you can't... The important thing about the lock is it means you can't move the file out of that room. Sometimes it has some sort of restriction on whether or not you can write to them, but specifically it cares about can't leave the room. Can you overwrite 300? Sure. I don't think the game cares particularly either way. Yeah, I guess if that's the case, I don't really have to make a new file. I was originally thinking to myself that I was going to try to save some time by only filling in the redacted bits, but that's not actually going to work for what it's worth. Nope. Even if it did have a sentinel at the end, I wouldn't be able to identify it. You can't hard-code keywords in this game. If you need a keyword of some sort, if you need like a bit of text, you have to read it from somewhere. It's the only way to get text into a register to use for things. What a bummer that the interesting part of the puzzle ended up being straightforward to solve, and now I'm at the annoying part of the puzzle. Bummer. Cool. The thing is, I have no shortage of ideas of my own. I don't think the complication here is, like, coming up with an idea. I think the problem is that there's a lot of little fiddly details, like not having enough registers in order to go in and out of rooms smoothly. A sentinel is usually a term that's used for some value that represents something other than its data. It represents, like, if you have a series of numbers and the number 999 means it's the last number in the data set, then 999 is a sentinel value. It's a value that represents an idea. Cool. That test that messes me up right now. What do you mean, anger mesh? Yeah, I can write to 300. That's what I'm already planning on doing. What's the copying idea I'm going to use? I'm going to have a file outside the door, and I'm going to go inside, read a thing, go outside, write the thing, go inside, read the thing, go outside, write the thing. Guess how fast that's going to be? It's going to be so fast. It's going to be so fast and good. People are going to look at that and say, wow, that's super speedy. Yep, I gotta keep the data and the offset and the room number actually. Since I've already decided what room number I'm gonna go with. I'm not sure I have a better solution. I mean, now that you mention that worse, I realize that I've got 3 values I have to care about and only 2 registers. That sucks. I thought I had a solution worked out, not a good one. And now I realize I have no solution. Yep. It's nice to have a language that has only one general purpose register. I think that's good. That's good and valuable. I'm probably gonna wrap up in about 5 minutes or so and go make dinner. I'm relatively stumped by this one. you can't have two X's. You can't communicate with an X on the outside. So this is a one-man operation. And just standing inside the room with the file, there's nothing I can do. Yo, Beatus, thanks so much for the raid. We're probably not too far from wrapping up. This is a programming game. If you've never seen it, this is one of the Zachtronics programming games. It's called EXAPUNKS. And this is what I'm going to assume is the hardest problem in the game. The instructions are down below if you want to take a look at them and read them for yourself. This one is proving to be a nightmare. Generally, the problems are tasking you with making some sort of change or gathering some sort of information inside of a computer network, and you have a limited amount of you have a programming language with a limited instruction set that moves these robots around doing things. It does have a good soundtrack. This whole unlocking thing felt so clever, and I was like, "Oh wow, I'm killing this one. I'm knocking this one out of the park." And then it turns out that this problem's the worst. Well, I'm sure things are going to go a lot more smoothly now that we've got our good friend Shack Tool here to oversee our efforts. What am I even supposed to do here? I mean, I can't even remove it from its room, right? Like if I link 802, I can't drop the file I have in hand, and I can't grab another file. Neither of these are going to work, right? If I say grab, I'm going to stall on it, right? It's going to stall on that line, not being able to drop the file in hand. And if I tell it to grab instead, it's just going to die. So the file has to be outside the door. Here's a question. Am I allowed to modify 200? Can I just void the contents of 200? If I can, then I can just remove a word at a time from the beginning of it. Then I don't need the offset anymore. I think that's gonna violate leave no trace though. You might be surprised what does and does not count as leaving a trace. I don't know, maybe it'll count as leaving a trace, we'll see, hold on. The problem is I don't want to design a solution around that and then end up being wrong. But it's not currently stating that I violated leave no trace from doing that. I'm not sure if I have to leave a trace. Usually, leave no trace has to do with killing off your own X's. There's some other things that go into that occasionally. It's not obvious to me that I'm actually required to leave no trace here in terms of not being able to modify the file. I'm gonna just assume I can destroy the files. That's the only solution I have at the moment. It would, which makes me think that's probably not the right solution, but still. Not try to copy a file. I need to go make dinner. This guy's waiting patiently for me to make dinner, so I should. Yeah, I imagine if I satisfy the create a copy of the target file, it'll then tell me that I did not leave no trace.